Hi, everyone. Welcome to Prevention Education, the podcast that teaches you everything about prevention. Thanks for listening, and let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Prevention Education episode. I'm Kylie, and I'm a Prevention Project Specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare Prevention. And today I have Taylor with me. So, Taylor, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Taylor Raymond. I am a Missouri Prevention Specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare in Kirksville.
Yeah. Yes, she is. And what service area do you serve? Again, service
Yes,
area
I am Service Area 13.
13. Okay. Yes. And if you don't know what service area 13 is, go ahead to our website, pfh.org/prevention. Locations tab and scroll down and you'll see all of the counties that Taylor serves there. Awesome. Well, our question today that we're going to get into is, what is your favorite holiday?
Okay, so my favorite holiday is Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like just like scary movies. I love haunted houses. Fall is like my favorite time of year, so it's kind of the transition period to just the best season of the year. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I just thrive off Halloween. I don't know why.
that's awesome. I feel like that's a holiday that people don't really like mention as their favorite. So I love that
Yeah.
that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Nice. Mine's cliche. Mine's Christmas because I just love being with family, and that and Thanksgiving, those are like the only two holidays where we're back with family. And so just being together, I love the Hallmark movies. I'm like a grandma when it comes to that. I just will watch them all the time. All the Christmas music, Christmas cards, like I love it. I thrive. And then after Christmas, I'm not happy.
Yep.
But Christmas season, like I leave my tree up for months because I'm just like, I just hold on to it so tight.
Well, you put all that time into putting it up.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it up for more than a couple weeks. It's gonna be up for a couple
Exactly.
months.
Yeah, I support it.
Do you do all the decorations with Halloween? Like, do you decorate your house like do you do
Um,
everything?
no, I would like to. One of these days when I'm in a house that I actually want to be in, I imagine it's going to be pretty bizarre.
Okay.
But a few
Mhm.
years ago was my first year handing out candy, and I went a little crazy and spent a couple $100, so it was worth it.
I wish the kids loved it,
Oh
right?
yeah, because I didn't have very many come to my house, so they just got handful after handful.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. And it's dangerous because if a whole lot of kids don't come, then you're left with this whole bowl of
Yeah.
candy and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
now I gotta eat it all.
Yeah, and I can't commit that hard, so
Exactly. Same. Awesome. Well, now that our listeners know just a little bit about us, we will hop into our topic, and this topic is truly like one of the most important topics, I think, in um, our PRC, so Prevention Resource Center. And it is, what are coalitions? And so just to start, who are the coalitions that you serve in your service area?
So I work with a handful of coalitions in my service area right now. I work with 3C Power and Partnership. They're out of Daviess County. Bright Futures Gallatin, also out of Daviess County. And then I work with Bright Futures Chillicothe, Caldwell County Cares Coalition, Green Castle Community Betterment. Let me
I
double check
think
this real quick.
that's it.
Yeah, Green Castle Community Coalition. And then Green City Community Betterment Coalition, Tedrick Medical Center Foundation, Healthy Living of Mercer County, Lynn County C2000, and then Putnam County hold on, this one's not labeled. Yeah, Putnam County Partners in Prevention.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so many coalitions. Taylor is the prevention specialist for all of those coalitions. If they're, and I'll actually let you answer this. How would you describe a coalition to someone who has no idea or has never heard the term coalition?
I would describe it as a group of people who have the same goal or mission to make a difference in the community. Most often, they are working towards a common goal of a safe and healthy community, specifically through the Prevention Resource Center when they register. They're working towards a drug-free community. Most of the times, they focus on youth prevention, but we also focus a lot on adult prevention and then how to educate parents too on ways to work or talk to their youth about drug prevention and then just ways to be mindful of maybe things that youth might be doing behind the scenes. That way parents can kind of pick up on those things.
Yeah. Yes. And just to add in there too, I really like to say, I don't even know where I got this from. I think I just made it up one day. But for coalitions, if you think about high school, how there's student council or key club or chess club, just like random clubs, a coalition is kind of like a club for the community.
Yeah.
And anyone can join if you believe in the mission of it. They're happy to have you. And it's just trying to make a better community to live in for everyone involved. So, yeah.
I like that comparison. That's good.
Thank you. Like I said, I have no idea. If someone told me it, I'm sorry that I'm not giving credit. I think I just made it up one day. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But yeah, that's just what my mind went to is like, oh, it's kind of like a group that I would join in high school.
Yeah.
I think the goals are a lot more important than a high school group, but that's kind of my little caption of what a coalition is in easy terms. But with coalitions, you do have to be registered if you have funding. And so Taylor, for all the coalitions that she listed, they're registered with our PRC, and they're always assigned a prevention specialist so that if they have questions, we're there for them. We can do anything that they need us to. We can guide them in funding, which is always a huge question is funding. And so I guess I can go into our next question is how does a coalition get this funding? How do they like run monetarily?
Yeah. So the first thing is you do have to be registered through DBH. So obviously any of the ones I'm working with already are. So once you are registered through the PRC and DBH approves you, or DMH. What's the DBH, DMH?
I want to say DBH.
I think that too. And now I'm looking at my PowerPoint and I have the wrong thing on here. Anyway, sorry. Don't want to tell everybody wrong. But yeah, so once you're registered, you're able to apply for funding. There's a few different grant options. So through our PRC, we have a mini grant that is a $5,000 grant. You can apply for it annually. And then we have coalition support funds. Those are funding you can apply for to help support like events and different things. They can help with like being able to go to conferences and trainings to continue your education to be able to bring it back to your community. And that's just simply a form you fill out with us. We go over it, approve it, and then submit that. And then they are able to send those funds out to you. We have the Drug Free Communities Grant or the DFC grant. That is a grant you can get 2 different times. You apply for it for the first 5 years, and then you can reapply for the final 5. You receive $125,000 per year. So that grant's really amazing to be able to implement a lot of prevention strategies within your community. It's given a lot of the coalitions I work with the opportunity to implement Too Good for Drugs within all the schools within their communities. So that's a really, really great grant to be able to work towards. Most of our coalitions do apply for the $5,000 mini grant. $5,000 is a lot of funding to be able to start some amazing things in a community. So we have a lot utilize that to try to implement a community center, to provide a safe space for the youth to go after school, to have sober-free activities and studying. Yeah, those are kind of some of the different grant options that we have. And then there's also additional funding you can find online through other sources. So I have one coalition who's applied for the BTC AYB grant that has allowed them to be able to implement some like outdoor activities at their community center. So there's a lot of additional funding you can apply for outside of the PRC. But all the stuff that we have is awesome because it really helps with the drug-free and substance use prevention messaging and education.
Yes. And if you're a coalition listening to this, or if you're wanting to get started, it is easier to apply for everything that we offer because we have the knowledge of what it is and what they're looking for. But if you have an outside funding grant or something that you want to apply for, we're definitely happy to look through it with you, try to figure out the qualifications, how you can best get that funding. But we definitely know a lot more about the stuff that we encourage people to apply for. So yes, and there are some things that you can do for free in your communities and your coalitions, but to reach a lot of people, to get people to really see prevention working, it does take a decent amount of funding. So not being afraid to apply for that funding is really important, and just leaning into it, whether you think you're going to get it or not, is super important. So yeah. What are some of the activities that your coalitions have done with the fundings that they've gotten?
Yeah, so my DFC grant 3C PIP, they recently held their Be Bold annual symposium. So Stephanie Marcasano, she is the founder of the Harris Project. She was able to come and talk to all the schools within 3 different counties about co-occurring disorders. So she had talked about just the alignment of mental health with substance use. And that was an amazing opportunity. She actually came again to one of the coalitions here within Kirksville. So that was amazing. A lot of the youth within the 27 counties we serve actually got to come hear her speak. So that was really exciting. And then I have a few coalitions who around this time of year, they'll do Christmas shopping events. So families low income can come in, come grab items, whether it's hygiene, household, even toys and gifts, school
Thank you
items
so much for tuning
to
into our
collect for their
podcast.
families
Remember
that
to
they
follow
either
us on
need for
social
them or
media
are going to
at
gift
PFH
because
Prevention.
they can't afford to
You
do
can
so.
find us
So
on
that's been
Instagram,
a really
Facebook,
nice
Twitter,
thing to watch this
YouTube,
time
and
of year and to be
Spotify,
a
and
part
more
of.
podcasting platforms. And make sure
I
to
have
email
one
us at
coalition who just
moprevention@pfh.org
recently
with any
got
questions,
approved for a
and feel free to
grant
call us
through their
at
school where they're able to
660-627-7404.
give out,
Thanks for
they
joining us,
basically
and
have
have
a
a
food
great
pantry in
day.
their school. So students who are not getting enough nutritional meals at home are able to come to the store and trade in maybe some attendance and good grades for items to take home. So that's been really nice because a lot of issues with behavior and different things do stem from maybe low nutrition or lack of things within the house. So that's been really nice to be able to see grow within some of my coalitions. And then a lot of them just go out, do a lot of tabling, just sharing prevention messaging and strategies. A lot of them are super active on their social media pages, which is really good because it really branches out their network versus the in-person. Although I will say in-person events are probably my favorite. You just tend to connect a lot better. But in the world we live in, having the ability to continue to network outside of your community has been nice to see my coalitions kind of get out there. And I will say too, the amazing thing with working with the coalitions has just seeing how much they like have connected. It's amazing. I'll go to one meeting and I'll see 3 people from one coalition, and then I jump to another one and I see like 4 people from 3 different coalitions, and it's just super exciting because they are all on the same mission and have the same purpose. And so just seeing them be able to work together has been really amazing too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes. I think some of the activities that you shared, just like loving on your community so that they financially might not be able to afford things, but as a coalition, you can host an event where they can love on others because you loved on them. And so, especially with this present, like gift shopping thing that one of the coalitions did, it takes a lot of work but I know the feedback that they got was so big, and the people in their community felt like they were very loved and they were able to provide gifts in the holiday season for other people or just their family because this coalition put this on. And so not every event has to be drug free or like focused on that specifically, but it's just caring for your community, and that's a prevention message all in itself, which is so cool that our coalitions first just love their community so much to do this and put in all this work is amazing. And then just to see the outcomes of their hard work is just one of the coolest things I think about our jobs. So yeah. What kind of other things with coalitions do you want to talk about, or do you feel like that kind of covered most of it?
I think that covered most of it. One thing I do like to talk about with coalitions, sometimes it's kind of confusing where prevention sits at on the
Yeah.
spectrum. So with coalitions, we're usually focused on that primary prevention. And so usually we're trying to tackle things before it occurs. We're digging at that root cause. We aim to intervene with information and safety measures. So we're always educating and providing those resources. And so that's just kind of something I wanted to mention too with coalitions, because it can get kind of confusing on where you're starting at and kind of what the goal is, just
Yeah.
on the spectrum of like intervention, treatment, prevention. So yeah.
Yes. That's a really great point to bring up because it can get kind of confusing on that topic. Perfect. Well, if you can leave our listeners with one thing about coalitions, what would it be? It can be just a statement, a phrase, a word, anything you want. What would it be?
I would say that I had it in my head, now I'm struggling. Hold on. I'm gonna word it wrong is the issue. Oh yeah. Together, or alone we can do so little, together we can do so much.
Mm, that is amazing.
So yes, it only takes one person to make a difference, but having multiple people with the same commitment to make that difference, you're going to go so much farther. So
Yes, very well said. Well, I won't add anything to that. I think that alone is a great comment to end on. So if you have any questions related to this topic or anything, as always, feel free to reach out to moprevention@pfh.org, or you can email Taylor specifically, taylor.raymond@pfh.org. And I know she is happy to help you with anything. Feel free to visit our website, pfh.org/prevention, and we can get you any information that you need from there. But yeah, just thank you, listeners, for tuning into this episode. And we hope that you learned a little bit about what is a coalition and why are they so important in the community, what are their goals, missions, all of that. And Taylor, thank you so much for all of your knowledge on this topic and being willing to share it with our listeners.
yeah, thank you.
Yes. Well, listeners, have a great rest of your day. And Taylor, obviously. I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you so much for tuning in when we hope that you jump to another podcast and listen to that one. Okay, bye everyone.